Former Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback Arthur Maulet agrees to a deal with the Baltimore Ravens. So, Arthur Maulet, he signs with the Pittsburgh Steelers' arch rival, the Baltimore Ravens. It was reported last week that the Chicago Bears and the Jacksonville Jaguars were reportedly in the mix to sign him, but obviously the Ravens eventually swayed him, and now he's agreed to a deal with the Baltimore Ravens per Cameron Wolfe. So, like I said, he's a former Pittsburgh Steeler. He played mostly the slot cornerback and special teams for the Steelers the last 2 years. But things got messy towards the end of his tenure with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He asked for his release, and after he asked for his release and the Pittsburgh Steelers granted it, he trashed the organization a little bit. Here's what he had to say if you guys don't remember. "I'm very thankful for everything, but I won't sell myself or change what I believe in. They gonna paint the picture like I'm tripping." He also later on said, I'm going to paraphrase it, basically that you have to get what you want out of these organizations because they don't have no loyalty in the business, and at the end of the day, it's just business and they're going to do what's best for them. And this was all because of his contract situation. Apparently the year before when he signed his contract, he basically said that the Pittsburgh Steelers would revisit it and maybe up his contract if he performed well, but they didn't want to do that, and I guess they weren't loyal, what he's saying, so that's why he asked for his release. But I don't know how much he signed for, the details aren't out yet, but it can't be for that much, based off the way he performed for the Steelers last season. Now, for any Ravens fans watching this video, even though this is a Steelers channel, I'm just going to kind of give you a breakdown of what we saw as fans watching Arthur Maulet play last season. So, he mostly played as a special teams guy and a slot cornerback for the Steelers the last 2 years. But when watching him play on defense, because I know more people want to talk about defensive special teams, it's kind of easier to play special teams because you don't have to guard anyone and you don't have to worry about laying up big plays. So on defense, when he played in the slot. But he wasn't good at covering the person in front of him. He's not really a more coverage cornerback. If he was a coverage cornerback, he would be getting paid more. But whenever he was guarding someone, the person that he'd be guarding would end up wide open and it would be a busted play and it would be a huge gain. Obviously, there are some instances where he would make a good play, a pass breakup, but for the most part, whenever he was targeted, it seems like it was a catch for a big gain, and it seems like whenever a big gain happened, it was on him. The one thing he did do good on, though, is run defense. That's the one thing that he's really good at, because he is a physical cornerback, and as a slot cornerback, you have to be able to go in the box and help in the run game, maybe even blitz the quarterback and get in the quarterback's face. Yes, he's good at that, but you have to be good at covering outside and inside as a slot cornerback because they could go to the outside when running a route or the inside. It's more space guarding a slot guy. And if you're not a good coverage cornerback, you're not going to last in this league. Yes, he could play as a run defender and help in that situation, but on the Ravens, I just don't see it happening of him being like a starter for their team. So that's my perspective on Arthur Maulet as a cornerback joining the Ravens. He's joining an arch rival and a team who the Steelers always have battles with. Yes, the Steelers won most of the battles the past few years. The Ravens have only won one since Lamar Jackson joined the Ravens, but they're still an arch rival, and it's usually a hard matchup and a tough matchup and battle whenever we face them. So he goes to the Ravens and now joins John Harbaugh and Marlon Humphrey, and all those guys on the Ravens. You would think, just looking at Arthur Maulet, because he was a leader for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was more of their vocal presence in a locker room. Even though he wasn't a captain, he was a tough, hard-headed guy, a vocal guy apparently. You would think that he would not want to join an arch rival, but like he said, this is a business, and you have to get the most out of everything you can from these organizations. And I guess that's what he realized. Even though the Ravens are arch rival or his former team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, since he basically apparently thinks that the Steelers had no loyalty to him, he should have no loyalty to the fans or the organization and join an arch rival. I'm not mad at him personally for joining the Ravens. Do whatever you got to do. But now I just want to make this video to let you know that the guy who asked for his release from the Steelers and said they were disloyal to him ended up joining the arch rival and the fans that the Pittsburgh Steelers hate, the Baltimore Ravens, the team that gives them the toughest battles. So now, welcome to the Baltimore Ravens. Whenever the Steelers face them, I guess the Steelers wide receivers are now going to have wide open plays. like he gave up when he was a Steeler covering the slot. Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Allen Robinson, Calvin Austin, Pat Freiermuth, get ready to feast on the Baltimore Ravens defense whenever Arthur Maulet is guarding you. Just in case if you guys haven't been following up on the additions to the Ravens team, their cornerback depth chart now looks like this. They have Marlon Humphrey, Rocky Asin, Trayvon Mullen, Peep Williams, Jalen Armour-Davis, Arthur Maulet, Daryl Worley, Kevin Seymour, and Caillou Blue Kelly. And just today, officially, they lost Marcus Peters to the Las Vegas Raiders. He signed with the Raiders, so now he's no longer on the Ravens team at the cornerback position. The one guy the Pittsburgh Steelers fans wanted this offseason that I've heard you guys say in my comments before when I asked you who we should add to the team, you guys wanted Rocky Asin, but the Ravens signed him this offseason. The Steelers obviously didn't have any interest in him. There was no rumors or reports of him potentially signing with the Steelers. Obviously the fans and stuff like that wanted him to because they thought it would be a good fit, and the Steelers kind of worked him out at his pro day when he first came into the draft and stuff like that, but there's no really rumors or reports of them looking to sign him. So this is what the Ravens cornerback depth chart looks like. They don't really have too many good players. The one guy who's really obviously a standout player and has been an all-pro and stuff like that is Marlon Humphrey. It seems like over the past few years he's kind of slowed down in his kind of play, and it hasn't really been as good as previous years. Yes, I'm saying he's still pretty good because he did make the Pro Bowl and stuff like that, but just in terms of other years, last season just didn't seem like a big season for him. It seems like he was getting more beat on his routes over the top and stuff like that. I'm not saying he's not a good cornerback. He could obviously still be good, and obviously he's seen as one of the top cornerbacks in the league, but outside of him, the Ravens cornerback room doesn't really look too good and too great, and the Steelers now having to beat Arthur Maulet seems like an easy battle. All in all, I just want to make this video quickly and tell you kind of an update on Arthur Maulet's situation, because I knew it was kind of a shocker that he was not even going to be on the team and that he asked for a release from the Steelers, and I just want to give an update on kind of Ravens fans, give you guys my opinion on what Steelers fans see from him when he's actually playing for the team. And this is the video. Tell me in the comments below, how do you feel about Arthur Maulet signing with our arch rival, the Baltimore Ravens? And Ravens fans, if you made it to the end of this video, let me know down in the comments below, how do you feel about the addition of Arthur Maulet to your team? Do you like the addition? Do you not like the addition? And Steelers fans, let me know your opinion on Arthur Maulet's time with the Steelers organization as a whole. So that's the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel below as well if you like Steelers content and analysis and reports. Like the video, turn on post notifications down below for this channel as well, so you get notified whenever I post the next Steelers video and just news video in general. Click the bell down below so you never miss out. I cover everything football related for the Steelers. I covered it all this off season. If you want to see a video specifically about something else that you want me to cover, just let me know down in the comments below. But I cover everything with the season just around the corner. I will cover it all. So this is the best spot for Pittsburgh Steelers news, rumors, reports, everything like that. Like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on. And I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.